Once upon a time, in a small village called Netherland, there lived a famous clog maker. Every day you could hear the knocking of his tiny little tools on the wooden shoes. The clog maker was a local hero. He flogged clogs to every Jim, Jerry and Joe blogs, and even sold a pair to Jenny from the block. For many years, he enjoyed success, until one day there was talk of a new material called plastic. The people couldn't get enough of this rapaciously flexible gumball explosion. All you could hear was plastic this, plastic that, from my plastic shoes to my plastic hat. Almost overnight, everyone was selling Crocs, and there was a huge variety to choose from. There were pink Crocs, smelly Crocs, hairy Crocs, 1-penny Crocs, and even armadillo ice cream Crocs. These new plastic Crocs were unbelievably comfortable and great for sneaking up on people. Crime in Netherland went through the roof. This made the clog maker mad, a little sad and often bad, but never glad. These new plastic Crocs were made by big, fancy machines, which could churn them out 500 pairs at a time. The poor clog maker couldn't keep up, as each clog was made with his bare hands and a simple sprocket jack clog wrench. The clog maker tried everything to keep his dream alive of being a world-famous independent clog maker. He started selling novelty items in the shop, but the villagers didn't want his poorly designed, overpriced clog clobber. All the cool kids were wearing croc tops. He even got some big companies to sponsor his clogs, but the customers weren't interested. When he first started making clogs, the clog maker had no competition. But rather than improve the designs of his clogs, he just wanted to continue making the same old plain clog. He believed that he deserved to stay in business simply because he was there first. But this is not how the world works, and the villagers didn't give a flying monkeys about his shitty old clogs anymore. It wasn't long before the clog maker was cast out onto the streets like a stray dog, forced to watch Crocs all day long. Cutting through the market rabble like a banshee strewn across a windshield, the clog maker heard a strange whining, whimpering, almost yelping sound like nothing he'd heard before. It seemed like all the villagers were suffering from a particularly nasty case of gout anus stinkfoot, which was highly contagious and transmitted through plastic shoes and barebacking. This got the clog maker thinking. No, the thought after that. The village people were buying so much of the snake oil they had no money to feed their children, and they forced their wives to turn tricks. Meanwhile, the clog maker was back in business and making more Wongadosh bangers than ever before. Using the village people's gas against them was turning out to be a huge success. Then one stormy night a stranger came to town. Some say he was 11 feet tall, others say he had 7 arms, but one thing was certain, he smelt like a champion.
I love you, Harry!
Have my babies!
The detective had a special mask and sensible shoes, which made him impervious to gas. This allowed him to conduct his investigation without being bothered by the stink of snake oil wafting through the streets. When the village people realized the foot ointment was actually snake oil and the snake oil was actually sheep jizz, they got very angry. Many of them developed PTSD and had night terrors in which they were being chased down the high street by a giant blob of cum with teeth and a hat. The clog maker was banished from the village and spent the rest of his days in a rat-infested cave with only his cat for company. And his legs fell off. Ow! The streets of Netherland were once again filled with laughter and hope, and no longer smelt like Sunday morning disco minge. The villagers sent warning to the other nearby settlements, who also banished their snake oil salesmen. Macrocolis closed down and was replaced by a YMCA, where the village people went to get help to fight their gas. Having helped to rid the world of Crocs, the detective was able to retire. He fixed up an old beach hut and spent his days drinking damson daiquiris and dancing with his new friends. If you've been affected by any of the issues raised in this program, please seek professional help. Animal Lovers Anonymous. Is it really a crime?